So this next video is a bit different. I have a little niece who is 7 years old and has started trying to learn how to play the violin. But unfortunately I've not been able to teach her because of lockdown, so I can't really go and see her. We've tried teaching through the window, but it's not very easy. So she has been watching my YouTube channel, Hi Beth, and she has asked if I can do her a special video for her. So this is the most simple video that I'm going to do, and it's for people who've literally just picked up a violin and don't really know what to do with it. So the special request from Beth is Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. So in case you don't know the tune, it goes like this, and we're going to start on the D string. So it goes like this. Okay, so you all know the tune, I'm sure. Well, I'll just start with showing you how to hold the violin a little bit. So it goes under your chin. Now I've got a shoulder rest here which helps make it much more comfy and helps it not slip off. So I put it under there, and it's going out kind of 45 degrees out the way. So it's not right round here, and it's not right at the front, even though you might want to try and look at your fingers and see what they're doing. Try not to do that. So just comfortably out to the side, and you should be able to take your hands away, but just make sure that you don't drop it. And then your left hand goes at the top here, and just lightly with your thumb underneath, it supports it. And your wrist should always be back like this. Your wrist should never be like that. As soon as you go like this with your wrist, then your fingers don't move properly. So keep your wrist back the way. So that's the fiddle. Now with the bow can be quite hard to hold. So down here, you want to take your thumb and you want to put it in the hole just before the block of wood here. Now it's not going to fit in this tiny wee gap, so just before the gap there should be a little bit of leather on your bow, just around about there, and you don't stick it right through, just a little bit through. Then just turn your hand 45 degrees to the left, and you want to just very gently put your fingers over the top, but with your pinky stands upright. So your pinky and your thumb are the things that balance the bow. Okay, your other fingers are just there for stability and control. So they just gently go over there. And you want your bowing arm to be nice and loose. You don't want it to be really tight, because then you're not going to be able to bow properly. So we have the fiddle and we have our hand ready to put some fingers on the bow, on the fingerboard. And our bow, we want to try and make it nice and straight, so when you go down and up, it's parallel to where your bridge is. So when I'm up here, you can see that my right wrist with the bow is bent. And when I do a down bow, so down bow is down towards the floor, so down towards the floor, you'll see that my wrist now bends the other way. And the reason it does that is that's the only way your bow will be able to stay nice and straight on the strings. Then when we do an up bow, when we're going up towards the ceiling, watch my wrist again. So there, it bends up the other way too. And this bit of my arm kind of follows through, but the important thing is getting the wrists nice and flexible. So, onto the tune then. With Twinkle Twinkle you use 2 strings at the one time, and you can start on any string. Beth likes playing this tune maybe on the G string and then the E string, but I have said to her you need to pick 2 strings that are next to each other, or else the tune won't sound right. So, for instance, let's just start playing on the D string and the A string. So the bottom string is the G, then the D, then the A, then the E. So the most important thing is for you to learn the names of the strings first so you know what note you're playing. So the first, you want to start on a down bow, so always start going down towards the floor. And as you're just quite new to playing, just keep going down, up, the whole tune. Don't do anything fancier than that, just keep it simple. So I'll just do the first phrase and I'll count you in, you can try and play it with me. So we go on the D string. 3, 4. Then the A string. First finger on the A. And then a long open A. Good. And again, 3 and 4 and. And now the next bit is the most difficult one, because now you need to put 3 fingers onto the D string. And when you're starting, sometimes it's really hard to go from 0 fingers to 3 fingers. And a lot of people want to put 1 on first, then 2, then 3, and kind of count up. So to start with, it's okay to do that, but when you're practicing this tune, it's good to do a little exercise. So you can do the exercise, open string, first finger. So we'll just go open, first, open, first. And you can do that over and over. And then we can try and do open string and a second finger. So open, second, open, second. And you'll see that I'm not just putting my second finger on here, I'm putting it's open string and then the 2 fingers are moving together, okay? And then if I'm trying to put open string and then 3 fingers, you'll see my 3 fingers are working together as a unit, all together. So all off and then 3 on. So if you can try and practice that, that will make this tune much easier to play. So far we've got and now we need to put all 3 fingers on the D string all together, and then we're on an up bow, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1, and then open D. And then we go back to our open A string and we're coming 2 notes of each coming down the scale again. So open, and then 3 in the D, 2, and then 1 long note, back onto your open A for 2, 3 in the D, 2 notes, second finger, and then first, and then back to your open D for the last phrase. So open D, and then open A, and then first finger, and then a long A, and then all 3 fingers back on the D string again, 2, 1, and then open D. And that's the whole tune. So if you're finding it difficult to play the whole tune, just take little bits of it and do some practicing in the little bits. So I'll play the whole tune again for you really slowly, but I'll keep it in good timing. So I won't stop to talk, I'll just keep playing so you can hopefully play along with me. We'll go nice and slow. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. Another thing that might help you play this tune is to learn how to play a scale. So if we play the scale of D major, we start on the open D, so it's an open D, then you put your first finger, then you put your second finger on, but there's a big gap between your first and your second finger, then your third finger right next to your second, then open A, first, second finger with a big gap, and then third finger. So it's easier going up the way, but we also need to practice scales going down the way. So let's see if we can do it from the high D. So third finger on your A string, back down the way. So 3, 2, 1, open A, and then 3 on your D, this is the hard bit, 2 on the D, 1, and open string. So if you practice your scales and you practice this exercise, open 1, open 1, open 2, open 2, open 3, open 3, that will really help. Now the thing is with Twinkle Twinkle, you play it on 2 strings that are next to each other, but you could start on the G string or the D string or the A string. So if I'm doing it on the G string, it would be like this, just the very bottom string. So my fingers do the same thing, I'm just playing it on different strings. So the G string is the hardest string to learn to play at first because your arm has to be right up and over, so your elbow's higher and it's a bit harder to reach. If we're playing on the A and the E, then your elbow drops. So do you see how my elbow's moving depending on what string I'm playing? My whole arm is going down and up, and that's how I reach the strings. So if we play it on the A string, it would go like this, 3, 4. we go. Twinkle Twinkle Little Star in 3 different keys. You can just pick the one you like the most. And this is for my little 7-year-old niece Beth. And I'm not able to teach her right now in real life. So hopefully this video will help. And I'll be checking how much practicing you've been doing. So hopefully you find this helpful. See you all soon. Hopefully if you're a complete beginner at the fiddle, you found this a bit useful as well. Let me know in the comments below. Bye for now.